Hi, my name is Andy, and I'm the creator of Spooky Girl Art. If we haven't met yet, which we probably have, I'm a full-time artist and illustrator. I do mostly psychedelic, rainbow, Lisa Frank style artwork featuring alien girls and kind of retro-futuristic themes. My focus is non-conforming identity, queer identity, the deviant feminine. I'm new here to YouTube mostly because I've spent the last 5 years putting all my energy into Instagram and Facebook. It's very telling of my age. Anyone who keeps up with social media knows the landscape is really changing, and I found my own career kind of expanding into doing more talks about my business, my inspiration. We're gonna jump right into it, and I'm gonna tell you 5 things that I wish I knew when I was getting started as a full-time artist. I have experience with oil painting, watercolor. I've even been getting into some weird sculpture lately, but we can talk about that later. But my career and most of the way that I make my money is through digital illustration and illustration work. I have 2 ways that I make my money. Mostly it's through commissions and through my shop where I sell prints. I've sold tapestries, t-shirts, and stuff in the past, although I'm taking a little bit of a break from that now. So these are 5 things that I wish I would have known when I was starting my own art business, selling my own art, didn't know what was going on. First one is find a local or a small business printing company to work with. Somebody asked me where I do get my prints made, and I have lots of different places, but the truth is I work with a very small business based out of New York. I've been working with them for the last 7 years. They meet all my needs really well. We have this really kind of long-standing relationship. The tip for this, which I had no idea when I was starting out, is try to find a place that you can develop a relationship with. It's going to be best for everybody. You're going to be supporting a small business, first of all, but then also you'll be able usually to develop a more long-term and healthier relationship and have cooler products. Another thing that I wish I would have learned sooner in my art career was to keep a sketchbook or a journal just on hand to sketch, to write ideas, to just kind of do a brain dump. When I first got started, I felt like every drawing that I did had to be made into something, had to be made into money or a sticker or something, and I kind of lost that ability to sketch. I do feel like so much of our best creativity comes when we're not really thinking about the output. So having a sketchbook or a journal and making sure that you're taking time every week to just sketch out what you're thinking or feeling or journal it out, that's literally going to help your art long term. It sounds crazy, but it's almost like a muscle that you need to stretch. I know I just said it's really important to use a local or a small business for your printing needs, and that is 100% true, but if there is one company that I've found that you can really trust over the last 5 years, it is Vistaprint. Don't underestimate the power of Vistaprint. They make pretty much anything, and they do a pretty good job. They have good customer service. Of course, business cards we know, but they also do apparel that tends to be pretty good. Just basically anything. So Vistaprint, they've got it going on. The 4th thing that I wish I knew was how important it is to spend time with other creative people. Now, I'm saying this knowing how challenging that can be, especially when you are not really in an artistic community, or you're not in school, or in an artistic environment. Intimidating as it is, seek out other artists. Even if it's just on a Facebook group where you can kind of crowdsource some of your artwork, or online or whatever, it's super important to be involved in a community of your peers. Find an artist that you like and really make sure you're engaging with them. Just make sure you're kind of curating that community in whatever way you can. And it's going to really help you long term, not only with your mental health, but also with producing work that's more interesting and more creative and peer reviewed. The biggest thing that I wish I would have learned when I started doing this was to play the long game. I didn't really think, when I started my illustration career, that the printing company that I was going to be working with, I would end up working with indefinitely. That also holds true for business advisors, my bookkeeper, people that I get any merchandise made from. You really want to go into that with a long-term perspective. Ideally, you want to be doing this for the rest of your life. You want to be pursuing your own art, and that does involve other people. Nobody told me that, and I did not do as good of a job as I should have in the beginning curating those relationships that were going to help me long term. Before I sign off, I want to talk a little bit about what's going to be on this channel since it's my first official video. On this channel you will find basic Procreate tutorial videos, although the main ones will still be available on my Patreon. I'm going to talk about what inspires me as an artist, how to spark that creativity, how to find your style, have some guest interviews come on, some people come on talking about their own creative journeys, and then of course just some good old-fashioned sketchbook tours and maybe some sketching videos that you guys can keep up with. Thanks so much, and if you enjoyed this, go ahead and hit like and subscribe to see more.